Are you looking for a fresh start? You tired of living in the state you're in right now and you plan on to relocate? And Colorado might be at the top of your list. You guys definitely do not want to miss this video, because I'm gonna give you guys my story, my reasons why I moved to the state of Colorado. I feel like this video is going to benefit a lot of you guys out there, so stay tuned. And I'm LaRyan King with Keller Williams Integrity down in Cherry Creek, Colorado. And if you guys enjoyed the videos on the Denver greater area as well as the real estate tips and tricks, please follow me on all social media accounts, LaRyan King Real Estate. And you might be moving into the area. And if you are, utilize the number below. Give me a call. Let me help you guys out with that. Right before we jump in this video, if you guys are in the Denver greater area or locating to Denver greater area and you guys looking to purchase a home or sell a home, use the contact information. Do not be scared to reach out to me. I get a lot of people that reach out to me and send emails. So you, that individual is looking to buy or sell in the Denver greater area, utilize that number. And I love personally working with people that love new builds. So if you're looking for a new build, I do have some great contacts. I can give you guys some great new development, new communities. So utilize that number below. If you guys have watched my videos before, you guys know that I'm originally from California. So one of the big questions I get, why did you make that move? Why did you come to Colorado? A lot of people have their reasons why they're making their way to Colorado. But I'm gonna give you guys my story, my reasons why in this video. So I'm gonna talk about how Colorado became on my radar from the beginning. Spoiler alert. Cost of living was not one of the big reasons why I came to Colorado. Colorado is not that much difference in price compared to California. Yes, California is way more expensive. Depending on what part of California you're living in, cost of living is higher. But if I was looking to save some money on cost of living, I would probably went to Texas. Definitely wouldn't have went to Colorado. Colorado is kind of close in price and won't be saving too much money by living in Colorado. So cost of living, surprisingly, is not one of the main reasons. If it probably played a small part, but not big enough to make that transition and actually leave and go to Colorado. Colorado actually popped up on my radar when I was looking to go to college. While enjoying college, I received multiple scholarships for playing football. So I had a bunch of schools in different states that I was looking at. So as I'm picking my college and where I want to go, I ended up taking a visit to Colorado State. While down here, I really enjoyed it, and it kind of reminded me of where I went to high school. Vacaville kind of got that home feel. Everyone's a family, everyone knows each other, and Fort Collins reminded me of that. It was a very small town, but it just seemed like everybody knows each other. It's a place where you feel like everyone look after each other and take care of each other and make sure everyone is all right. So when I came down for my visit, I noticed that instantly, and I kind of fell in love with it. So I ended up choosing Colorado State over the other offers I had. Fast forward, 2015, I graduated college, met my fiance as well while I was in college, met some great friends, but I ended up moving back to California with my fiance. In my last video where I compared California to Colorado, I gave the reason why I decided to move back to California after graduation. But about 2 years of living in California or moving back to California, I kind of decided, like, man, I need to get back to Colorado. And I'm gonna give you guys exactly what I was thinking, the reasons, what made me pull the trigger. One of the biggest things you hear a lot, as far as in the business world, is your net worth is your net worth. And I 100% believe that. So one of the main reasons, one of the biggest factor in me deciding to come back to Colorado was building a great network. A lot of individuals that I played football with stayed out here in the state of Colorado. They didn't move back to their home state. They stayed either in Fort Collins or moved up to Denver. With so many people that I had great relationships with still out here, it was great for my network. Most of these individuals is people that I played football with. So you talking about, blood, sweat, and tears with these guys. Spending majority of your time with these people, these individuals become like your second family. You end up spending more time with them than you do your family. So you grow this bond. So these relationships are formed, and you kind of know exactly who's going to be who, or you know these individuals. So I watched these individuals stay here in this state and flourish. Some started their own business. Some was hired with great companies and kind of grew in those companies, and maybe some are in HR departments or management positions, but it's like these guys had a great path to success. It was a lot of people that was doing things. They wasn't just out here just living life, but they were trying to build their life. Many of them met their wives, they was married, had kids, was buying homes. It was like they was literally building their life and getting started with life. They was headed down the right path. Me being me, those individuals I want to surround myself with. If you're surrounded by great individuals, you're going soon to be great. You are who you hang with. If you making $100 an hour and you're around somebody that makes $50 an hour, you're going to feel like the top dog. You're going to feel like you're doing something great. You feel like you're at the top of the hill. But if you're making $100 an hour and you around someone that makes $200 an hour, it's going to push you to keep grinding, to go get more, to get to at least where they're at. You got a target to hit. It's not a necessary competition thing or a jealous thing, but it's just you've seen other people around you accomplishing great things. So it pushes you and lets you know, hey, I can do that same thing. So for me, I wanted to surround myself with these type of individuals. A lot of people back at home wasn't really doing too much, So it was like, how can I be as motivated? If I'm around these people in higher positions, it's going to motivate me more. It's going to push me. It's going to make me want to be able to get to the top of the hill or accomplish the goals I want to accomplish. So networking was very big for me. And definitely as a real estate agent, it's like if I'm around individuals with maybe higher salary or higher job positions, it opened more doors for me, or there's more people that would be looking to purchase a home. So for my profession, networking is important. It's extremely important. It's like the ultimate goal for a real estate agent is to receive referrals and have a great name out there and having a great network where people are just coming to you and they believe in you and trusting you. So that connection played a big part in me deciding to move back to Colorado once going back home to California. Me moving back, I seen a big difference and I seen a big change because I did have that network. I had the individuals that was in higher positions and I was able to capitalize off that and utilize that and build that connection, that growth, that relationship, bonds, all that with them. So if I was to check it off and say, hey, did that reason actually help me? Or did I get out what I was looking for when I decided to move back? Yes. My network is way better than what it was back home, and I was able to utilize and capitalize off that. So as we jump into the next reason why, this one's a big one as well. My next reason has to be because of the people that's here in Colorado. I had a great experience down in Fort Collins. Like I said, you feel love, you feel that support, and you feel that even here in Denver. So I feel like that's something that's felt throughout the whole state of Colorado. So if you love being around great people, this is it. This is one of them places that you have to come and visit and be. You see so many different groups of individuals supporting other groups of individuals. Being here, you never feel out of place. As an African American in Colorado, where there's not so many of us here, I never felt like, man, I'm out of place or I shouldn't be here or don't belong here because other ethnic groups and race support us. And then when people contact me, they always ask me, how is the population or how is that the African American community? Truthfully, like I said, it's small compared to other states, but the support that within the community they give and outside of the community they give is amazing. And if you guys want to get a great idea of how the people are, join Facebook groups. Join Facebook groups on Facebook, and then you'll be able to see exactly how these people are. You can join different food groups. You can join different community groups. So join these groups, get a good idea, and feel for these people, because I feel like you will be able to see exactly who you would be surrounded by if you join these groups. One of the things that's kind of shocked me was, at least when I was in college, you was able to leave your doors unlocked. You was able to leave your car unlocked. You didn't have that fear of things being stolen out of your car, or someone breaking in your house. Yes, that's everywhere. You'll have those type of individuals. But for example, my fiance used to always leave the door unlocked when we lived in Fort Collins for college. Prior to moving, I told her, I said, hey, we're going to California. You can't do that here. Not at all. We need to stop that right now. That's an act that needs to be cut off before we get there, because in California, that's a no-no. We're not leaving things unlocked because you have more individuals that's going to take advantage of that and come in and, steal and break in. But here, depending on what town you're in, you don't have that problem. For the most part, you'll be okay. It's a small percentage or chance of things happening to you or other people doing negative things to you. I remember being in our college Facebook groups, and say if someone lost a wallet, they will literally post, hey, I found this wallet at such and such. It got this name on there. And when people return that wallet, if they had money in there, every cent would be there. They would take pride in returning your item how you left it. And if they caught wind that maybe somebody did take something out of it, you will hear it. You'll see a lot of people comment like, hey, that is not us. That's not how we do things here. We make sure everybody get their things and we take care of each other. So when I say this genuine love and support from the people around you, you 100% will feel that here. They're all about taking care of their neighbor, treating people how they like to be treated. So the people was a big reason why I decided to come back. Me knowing and going to college here, I know how they are and how they act, and they definitely going to support you. There's other states and cities that deal with the opposite. You got to deal with these cringy people, or you got to deal with individuals that's not going to support you, that's going to show hatred, or that steal or take whatever, and it makes things difficult, it makes things harder. It makes you like, man, I don't even want to be here. So to have that support and love from your neighbors is amazing. It's great. One of the things that helped me get back to Colorado, and one of the reasons why I wanted to move back to Colorado, was the economy, the job market. So when I first got back, I actually took a job with BOK Financial. Great place. I love them. Love my time there. With the job market so strong here, I was able to get a job within 2 weeks of me deciding like, hey, I'm moving back. I took a couple of visits to Colorado before I moved back. Within maybe 2 months or so, I came back out here like 2 or 3 times. So I got to come back. Like, I kind of sealed the deal. So when I decided, hey, I'm coming, I started applying for jobs. And literally within 2 weeks of me applying, and I was hired already. So that job market economy definitely played a big part, and was a big reason why when you have a place where you can get a job easily, or maybe in a short time frame, and make that move so much easy to do, because some of the problems or some of the things that you question or you kind of got to figure out is, where am I going to work? Where will I be employed at? And I was able to get that figured out within 2 weeks. That's crazy, Even back home, I couldn't find something like that in 2 weeks. And for you guys that don't know, I actually do real estate back in California as well, in Northern California. So I was a licensed agent at the time out there, but I wasn't a licensed agent out here in Colorado when I moved out here. And I also wanted to kind of build up my network as well, going back to one of the main reasons we talked about. So I wanted to get in front of more people and kind of get to know more people, more so in the Denver area, before going out and get my real estate license. But when you have a job market that allows you to get a job at a quickly manner, it makes things easier. I didn't have to rush to go get my license as a real estate agent and then worry about getting the clientele. And I was able to take my time and do things how I wanted to do it, and get it done the correct way. So if you plan on moving here and you don't have a job yet, and maybe you're not transferring a job, start looking. That might help you accelerate the process of getting here. You might come across a good job opportunity and say, man, I got to go now. I got to act now. I got to get to it. I got a good job out there waiting for me. So tap into the job market, tap into, Indeed and Glassdoor, all that, to find great positions that maybe you can't find in the place where you're at right now. For me, that was kind of a thing. Or maybe you got plans to start a business, maybe taking a job first before coming out here. Maybe that's the smarter route to go. It can help you build a network as well. That's the route I took. I felt that route was best for me, was to get a job first and transition back to being my own employer. But taking that job opened up more relationships for me. And these are great relationships that I still have with these individuals, and actually help me in some of my other businesses. So you'll definitely be surrounded by individuals that's serious about their life. If you plan to move to the Denver greater area, this reason is for you. There are so many different areas in the Denver greater area. I know that's a lot of different areas being said, but there are so many areas, there's so many places, so many different cities, the outskirts of Denver that you can live in. And I feel like each area offers different things. If you love the suburb and don't like to be around such a fast-paced life, you can come to the southern part of Denver or south of Denver. Actually, you can go to north of Denver too. But if you like more of that city life, go into Denver. If you like kind of in between, Aurora, Colorado, more diverse. Denver, inside of Denver is more diverse, but you got so many different areas. You can go downtown if you like that downtown feel. If you like the being close to one another and maybe a smaller place, downtown, outskirts of Denver. It's so many different places, so many different areas you can choose from. And for me, I actually moved back to my town where I was from in California, and it was small. It's just that city, that's it. There weren't a lot of different areas I can choose from. It's kind of like, hey, you're here and this is it. So for me, for growth and things I wanted to do, I wanted to be around different areas, different cities. I wanted to kind of be in the metro area. So Denver worked out perfect for me. Not feeling this area no more, I can go to another area. If I'm like, hey, at this moment, this is great for me. But as I get kids and get more into my life and, start to settle down and want to relax, I need to move to this area. So you have them choices, you have different places you can choose from. If you like being around certain individuals, you know what area to go to. That's all I tell people all the time. If you plan to move out here, take a trip out here. I can give you some areas to look at, but you coming here does more justice than me just telling you where to go. You might end up in an area you never heard of or even thought about before coming out here. And you get there and you're like, man, I love this area. This is where I want to be. So I tell people all the time, take a visit out here. Spend some time, at least 2 or 3 days of just driving around, looking at different places, so many different areas, and they cater to so many different crowds. I personally love south of Denver. I'm gonna give you guys a video explaining why I love south of Denver, but that's my place where I love to be. That's where I want to raise my family. That's where I plan to move to, and that's where I live at this moment. South of Denver, that offers so many different great cities around in that area that I love and really enjoy being in. But you got to keep in mind, everyone's different. Some people might like to be in the middle of Denver. They like the city life. So I always tell people, just come out here and visit, spend some time out here, because you might end up in another area or city that you didn't even consider before taking a trip to here. But I think the Denver metro area, the Denver greater area, offers a place for just about anybody. So you would definitely find an area that you like and that cater towards you. And as a realtor and as a real estate agent, the more areas I have, I can pinpoint where I want to sell homes and kind of focus on. I could niche down to, hey, I like this community, so I want to kind of focus on this community. I like dealing with new builds. There's so much room for growth in this area or in this state that we got a lot of new builds. New areas are being developed. New communities are being developed. So in a couple years from now, there will be even more areas for people to choose from. I'm watching Parker and Aurora just grow, just keep growing, buildings just going up, new homes just going up, new communities just going up. So I'm telling you, you will find a place for you out here. The driving distance is not far, no matter where you're located. The average time it would take you to drive from one place to another is about 20 to 30 minutes, just depending on where you're located and where you're trying to go. If you're outside of Denver and trying to get into Denver, expect to drive 20 to 30 minutes. But it's the same travel distance for a lot of places. So it's great because you can pick an area and go, hey, I like this area, and it's still going to be a similar time getting to another area. The further you out, the more time it would take. But for the most part, expect to drive 20 to 30 minutes to get to where you need to be. I'm going to jump into one of the very important reasons that I decided to come back to Colorado from California. I would say this whole state is family friendly. If you have a family or you're looking to build a family, you want a family, this state is very family friendly. This is a state where the crime rate is not extremely high. It's a safe place. You don't have to worry too much. I talked about previous in this video how some places you can leave your door unlocked, car unlocked. You don't have to worry about certain things. So this state is definitely catered to families, individuals that want a family, looking to have a family or starting a family. You got to look here. You got to explore here and come down and visit and see what area best fits you. But for the most part, that area will be family friendly. Colorado housed some of the best educational system in the nation. I talked about Parker, Colorado, and how they have a great deal of college grads that come from that city. I talked about Cherry Creek High School and how they're known for their education. There's plenty of activities, there's outdoor activities. I talked about how Colorado is a healthy state. So these are all things that cater and help you raise a family. You want to be in a place where the state is healthy. Your kid got a chance of actually being in shape and their health not being a problem. You want a state where there's so many activities. You know, you can take them hiking, they can take them biking, you can go visit different reservoirs, you can do all these outdoor activities and spend time with your child. You want a place where the educational system does them good and does justice for them. You know, once they graduate high school, the chances of them making to a college is very high because they was properly prepared to get to college. You want a state where the job market and economy is strong because, hey, maybe they graduated college and decide to move back home. You know, the chances of them getting a job here is very, very high. All the reasons I stated prior to saying this state is a family-friendly state, it's a reason why this state is a family-friendly state. It all plays a part and plays a role in why I think and feel this is a great place to raise a family. People, you know, you surround your kids by great people. That's a great environment. You know, it rubs off on them. They learn how to respect people, treat people, support people. Living in a state that's family-friendly is very important to many of us. You know, like I said, I'm one of them individuals that I gotta live in a place where my family is safe and they can learn a great deal about life here. There go my reasons why I moved to the state of Colorado. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, got a lot out of it. If you guys have any questions in regard to real estate in the Denver greater area, please utilize the number below. Once again, I'm LaRyan King with Keller Williams Integrity down in Cherry Creek, Colorado.